Alright guys, back out here in the garage today. Gonna be messing with sunshine a little bit. The last video, well not the last one, but the last one we took it out to Josh's, we got the car started, got the tune put in it. We weren't actually able to drive the car that day, obviously, because it was raining, and it's rained a couple of days since then, so we actually haven't even had a chance to ride this thing down the street, do anything to it, let it learn, nothing. So we're gonna be doing that today. Most definitely gonna be doing that today. But when we were out there, we noticed, when we're, sitting there letting it idle and warm up and stuff like that, it got up around 204 and we're like, well, we better let this thing cool off for a second, which it's never gotten hot like that before, and didn't even think about it. When I put the water pump in, I didn't change out the thermostat. So it's got the factory 210 thermostat in it. So I'm gonna be taking the thermostat out of my old one, taking this thermostat right here and putting that in. That is a 160 thermostat. I've already got it drilled, as you can see. If that'll focus in on it. I drilled little holes in it and give it a little bleed off. So we're gonna be putting that in it, and then I've got a cigarette lighter I'm going to be putting in it just to give me an accessory so I can plug phone in and have GPS on my phone to be able to tell mile an hour. And we've got a little trans brake light indicator I'm going to be putting in the back. So just a couple of little things we're going to be doing. I could put a speedometer in this, and I might eventually put a little GPS speedometer in if they're not that expensive, but I don't drive it on the street that much to justify spending money on that when I can put it somewhere else. And there's so many apps on the phone I can do that, so blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. So biggest thing is we're going to push this thing out, get the water out of it, get that thermostat put in, get the trans brake light on, get that put in with a mile an hour, because I will want to have that when I'm driving around here because of the po-po. So just a couple little things today. Hopefully I have enough time to do that, to be able to drive this thing today or this evening. It's going to drive in this video, I can tell you that, because I do want to get out in it, run around in it a little bit, maybe roll into it a couple of times, just see what it does, see if it'll build boost, which, I mean, obviously it better. But for the most part, guys, we're just going to jump into it, start plugging away at it like we always do, and we'll see you here in just a second. Hopefully this thing doesn't leak. That gasket's a little loose on this one, but it seems to be in there. As soon as I get this thing filled up with water, it won't do it till it's completely full. All right. Get this tightened up and see what she does. All right, guys, we're full of water. Don't see any leaks. This right here actually leaked a little water out, but all these were kind of loose, so I'm hoping that's not an issue, or that there's not a split there somewhere on that. So we're gonna here start it, let it warm up for a second, see if it gets up to temperature. Might take it a while, but just kind of double check everything, make sure everything looks good. Then we can go ahead and drive this thing. Oh, that's so nice. We got a while. Definitely hearing the turbos now. Obviously, if you look here, I'm gonna have to run out the Summit and get me a new thermostat, because I think the one I have is not correct for this one. We're at 203 and it just keeps climbing a little bit. It kind of hangs around 209. So I think what the problem is, I look over here on this one. I went to it's a 2010 Camaro water pump, LS3 style pump, and I'm assuming obviously the thermostats are different. If you look at this one here, this is the one that came out of the one I've got in the car now. You put that in. This one bottoms out. Well, obviously, the other one that I have in there won't bottom out, so I think it's just bypassing too much and not allowing it to circulate correctly. So I'm gonna jump in the car, run out there. They've got them at Summit, a 160, so I'll run out there and get that. At least then I know I do have the correct thermostat for this exact water pump. Whether it makes a difference or not, I don't know. It's 20 bucks. I'm willing to take the chance and take the drive. I need to get a little E85 tester while I'm out there anyway. So take a little road trip, go out there and grab that, come back, get that put back in. Puts us back a little bit on doing the other stuff, but I still want to drive this thing tonight, so I'm gonna go out there and grab that and see if we can make it work. All right, guys, we're back from Summit. Got the new thermostat. That all looks to be the same depth. And the other one, this here is just a little bit shorter, and I don't think it's making great contact down at the bottom, just letting too much flow by. I'm still gonna go ahead and drill a couple of holes through here. I've always done that, just to let air get through, any air bubbles or anything like that. It doesn't get trapped behind here, so we can go ahead and eliminate that problem. So I'm gonna get those drilled, get this popped back in, see what we got. Alright guys, as you can see, got a couple little holes drilled in there. See if it'll focus in, and there we go. I know this little right here does kind of the same thing as far as letting a little bit of air through. I just always like to have a couple little holes there, just to get a little circulation and just in case you get a little air pocket or something like that. It's just one less thing I have to worry about. I mean, I've always done that, whether it serves a purpose anymore, especially on the LS motor. I don't know, but it makes me feel better that it's done anyway. So I'm gonna get this one popped out again, put this one in there, start it up, let it run, see where the temperature goes, and kind of keep going from there. Of course, now that I got all the water in here and all the bubbles out of it, I get to do it all over again. All right, guys, everything seems to be working good. Came up to temperature right. It stays right about 180 sitting here idling, which I kind of figured that with the holes drilled in, let a little more water pass through. That's going to be a little hotter than the 160 thermostat is what it is. But all that seems to be checked out okay. Look inside here. I didn't bore you guys with the details on this, but I got my little cigarette lighter in there so I can charge my phone and have a speedometer. I mean, everybody needs a cigarette lighter in the car. I mean, you got necessities you got to have. So I got that taken care of. I got the indicator lights back here on the back for the trans brake. So that's everything now been taken care of that I wanted to do, what I want to get done as far as the wiring and stuff like that, check the temperature and stuff. So now all I can do is get out here and take the sucker for a little bit of a drive, kind of just go through the gears. Like I said, I may roll into it once or twice if there ain't no popo around, but just kind of see how it does, make sure temperature stays right, everything shifts good, AFRs are good, all that, make sure the tune's right, and come back here and get ready to go racing in it. Alright. So far everything seems to be okay. I know it's going to be loud. Other times it's Messed up my mojo. guys, back at the house, everything worked out great. Everything ran perfect. Temperature stayed about 175, between 175 and 180. Like I said, it's not that hot today, about 75 degrees, but it is really humid out here right now. So all that checked out good. The gear shifted good. I only saw about 11 pounds of boost, but I mean, like I said, I wasn't trying to really hammer on it and try to, put it through its, heavy paces. Just got wheel spins all I got as soon as I got into high gear, but it went straight. That's a positive. And everything right here is asphalt, so it's not like it's great roads anyway. But I mean, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the way the throttle response. It's a little different than the carburetor. I'm used to that immediate stomp and go. This has just a little bit of a, I wouldn't say a hesitation, but more of a fade in. Just it seems to have a little more lag on the turbos, which that's not going to matter at the track because you're on the floor banging the two-step from the line anyway. So I'm happy with the way the car's working. Drove good. I think we're going to take it out tonight, drive it around, get a little more run time on it, a little more feel on it. Don't want to, chew the tires up too much. Got a race next weekend, but right now, guys, I'm happy with it. I got everything done I need to get done to it. Next thing we'll be doing to this thing, probably the next video, is putting seats in it and going racing. But for right now, it's going to do it, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. We will catch you guys on the next one.